Thank you very much, Dan. It's great to be here in Chicago. What do you say, kids? Good to be in Chicago?
Yeah!
So this is actually a city that is really important to me. My family is from Chicago. I got married here. I actually had the first event ever to take place in the world-famous Spiaggia. They broke their opening day for my wedding. That was 33 years ago. So when I come back to town, it's a place that is so close to my heart. More importantly, though, as it relates to our league and our sport, the game has such enormous roots here. This is the home of our governing body, the United States Soccer Federation. I've mentioned to the mayor that we have offices just right across the street over there. It's a wonderful home for the governing body for our sport. I think their COO, Jay Berhalter, is here in the room. I want to welcome Jay and any of the staff from the U.S. Soccer Federation. And some of the biggest crowds ever to attend games in our country have taken place right here in Soldier Field. We've had World Cup matches for the men and women. We've had last summer's Copa America final. And very importantly, since the Chicago Fire entered our league as an expansion team in 1998, by the way, that was the year that a brand new team won the MLS Cup, we've really been able to establish a very, very solid foundation for our sport, for our local club, and for our league. There are two of the many, many staff people that are here. The Chicago Fire owner, Andrew Houghton, behind me, their team president, AK, their general manager, Nelson Rodriguez. But we've got two sort of legends here sitting in the front row, and I apologize if there are those in the back that I am not going to recognize. Brian McBride, the first pick of the MLS draft, 1996, played for the Chicago Fire and working for the club, and a great representative for our country and our national team. Brian, welcome to this event. And Frank Klopas, who coached the team for many years and is really a legend here in the Chicago area. Frank, it's great to have you here. Now, the Fire used to play here in this stadium. They moved to Toyota Park in Bridgeview in 2006. That was the third soccer stadium that was ever built in our league. This year, we'll open our 16th soccer stadium, and in 2 years, we're going to open our 20th soccer-specific stadium. The growth over the last 20 years has really been remarkable. But right here in town, we have an owner sitting behind me, Andrew Houghton, that has been so deeply committed to the sport, to the city, to the region. I want to thank Andrew, you and your family, for everything that you've done. Early this morning, I visited the Fire Pitch, which is a facility right here in town. It's really a wonderful place for kids, for adults to come together, and it shows the deep commitment that Andrew has had to this club and to the city. His investment in the sport's gone on for many years, and I think for me personally as the commissioner, the thing that I am perhaps the most proud of is, Andrew, what you've done with the Chicago Fire Foundation. What we're able to leave back as a legacy for these kids who are going to be future players, future fans, and future great citizens of this city is an important part of what we're trying to do to grow the sport. So again, Andrew, thank you so much for everything that you do. But what we're here today to talk about is a really incredible announcement about bringing a major event, not just a major event for our league, but it's a major event for the city of Chicago. It is the announcement that in 2017, on August 2nd, we will play the MLS All-Star Game presented by our new partner, Target, right here at Soldier Field. Now, the game will be broadcast live on ESPN and to 170 countries around the world, a global audience that will tune in to see us play a major international soccer team. Last year we played Arsenal, the year before we played Bayern Munich. You could assume that it'll be one of the top 5 teams in the world. It will be the MLS versus the world format. It's something that we think gives us a very competitive game. We've been asked to have our players play against each other it's our view that we want to have not an exhibition, but a very competitive match, and this game has proven to do so. And I want to thank Mayor Emanuel, that you're going to hear from shortly, for his support of this concept. And I have to say, when I was here last and we had our Copa America final, there was a rain delay, something that doesn't happen very often in big sporting events. And as we were all sitting in the alcove here in the stadium, Mayor turned to me and said, you know, I don't know if you saw what we did with the NFL draft. I don't know that you see that what we're doing to bring big companies back into the city, what we're doing in our Parks District, but boy, it would be really great to get a big soccer event. So the idea is the mayor's, and I want to thank him for all of his support. You know, the Fire are going to be celebrating their 20th anniversary, and while we're here talking about big soccer events in the summer, later today we're going to be announcing that 12 cities are going to be submitting bids to be expansion cities in MLS for teams 25 through 28. To think that when the Fire came in as our 12th team in 2008, 20 years later, we're going to have 12 cities that are going to looking to be part of MLS in a 28 team format. So it's really a pretty remarkable accomplishment for the sport. I want to thank everybody that's been involved in bringing the support for this game in the United States and Canada, and really giving us the opportunity to take a major city, a great stadium, and a major club that's going to be coming here to play against our All-Stars, all because of everything that everyone's done to build a soccer nation here in our country. So with that, I'm going to throw it over to Chicago Fire owner, a good buddy of mine, Andrew Houtman.
Thanks, Don, for your leadership and commitment as commissioner. I think it's been almost 18 years. Is that right? This August. Anyway, welcome everyone. I think it's safe to say that the first week of August is shaping up to be an incredible one for our city. The MLS All-Star Game on August 2nd, and Lollapalooza through the weekend. I mean, pretty cool, I'd say. Seriously, what a fantastic moment this is for Chicago, and a special day for Fire fans and all soccer fans across the city. There are over 3.4 million soccer fans in Chicagoland, with nearly 1 million playing our sport, demonstrating daily that Chicago is most definitely a soccer city, which is one of the many reasons the Chicago Fire Soccer Club are honored to be the host team of the MLS All-Star Game. This event will showcase Chicago on an international stage and highlight our city and our club's commitment to growing and celebrating our sport. As an active member of our league's board of governors, I can tell you that MLS is on an amazing trajectory in terms of growth and relevance. And that same can be seen with the big strides the Fire has been making on and off the pitch. So thank you to Commissioner Garber and the MLS for choosing Chicago to host the 2017 All-Star Game. Thank you to Mayor Emanuel, Michael Kelly and the Chicago Park District, and Carl Buckman from the Chicago Sports Commission for making today possible and for hosting this event at one of our city's most iconic landmarks and one of the world's greatest stadiums, Soldier Field. I want to thank and recognize members of our host committee, some of whom are here today, who will serve as ambassadors for the city and for the sport of soccer leading up to the game. And thanks to the Fire front office and staff, and shout out to our first team who are in preseason in Florida right now. What can I say? You bring so much passion every day of the year, and you have spread that passion across the city through our ever-expanding Fire programs. To us, a true soccer club is one that not only celebrates our sport, but also connects our communities together, stands for certain values, and makes a meaningful difference in people's lives. So in addition to the championships won, legendary players who have defended our badge, like Brian McBride and Frank Lopez, and loyal fans who have supported the team, our club has worked tirelessly to expand soccer's footprint in Chicago. Our investments in Chicago's communities have resulted in an increased love of the game. We have programs for kids starting at 2 years old, going all the way up to the pro level. We've built the second largest MLS affiliated junior club in the country. which spans across 6 states. We have the largest rec soccer program with 14,000 adults now, not to mention the private bank Fire Pitch, which has nearly 250,000 people going through its doors this year. I'm proud that we're known for our promotion of strong values and commitment to our city. Many don't know this, but we were recently named the 2016 Beyond Sport Team of the Year for our community service work, winning over other finalists, FC Barcelona, Arsenal FC, the San Francisco Giants, and the Detroit Pistons. Pretty good company, I'd say. Our Chicago Fire Foundation has been dedicated to improving the quality of youth and communities throughout Chicago, partnering with many incredible programs, including City Year, After School Matters, the Special Olympics, and the Boys and Girls Clubs. The Foundation's cornerstone program, which we created, is PLAYS, which stands for Participate, Learn, Achieve Youth Soccer. Since 2013, PLAYS has partnered with the Academy of Urban School Leadership and Chicago Public Schools to provide an after-school curriculum, soon to be in 20 schools, to enhance the academic performance and development of key social and emotional skills through soccer. We have students from Edwards Elementary who participate in PLAYS here with us today. It's fantastic to see. All of you, and thank you for contributing so positively to our community. The timing of the All-Star Game could not be more fitting, as this year, as the Commissioner mentioned, the Fire celebrates its 20th season, which serves as the perfect opportunity for us to strengthen our commitment to soccer even more across all of our platforms around the city and highlight the top-flight quality of our first team. The All-Star Game is just one big piece of our overall 20th anniversary celebration. Soccer is a sport, in my opinion, that reflects the full diversity of the community it serves. And we are lucky enough to be in a city that includes leaders who embrace that diversity and recognize the power of sport to make a difference. Mayor Rahm Emanuel is one of those leaders. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for joining us today and for everything you have done for the Fire, for the youth and families of Chicago, and for your leadership of this great city. With that, let me introduce to you Mayor Rahm Emanuel.
Chicago Fire for being invested in all parts of the city of Chicago. Over the last 4 or 5 years, we've added about 40 to 50 soccer fields across the city of Chicago. It's an insatiable appetite by our kids. And Chicago Fire has been a great partner in providing not only the resources, but also helping with the activities there. And I also want to thank Don for being a man of his word. When the Copa Games, we had the rain delay. I think you just said yes to get me away from you. But in the end of the day, you're a man of your word, and you said we were going to bring a major event here. And by bringing the All-Star Game to Chicago, I want to thank you for following through on that commitment when we were watching the Copa Games and all that it means to the city of Chicago. Some of you know this and some don't. But we now just crossed, about 4 or 5 years ago, we had about 39 million visitors to the city. We just crossed our threshold. We're at 54 million visitors, and this is going to be a significant way of helping us. So thank you very much for that. And I just note that additional visitors and tourists to the city of Chicago has added 20,000 jobs to the hospitality industry for the city of Chicago. And in just sports alone, this Sunday we announced we're going to be putting another bid in, because we're the first freshwater bidder for America's Cup. We held it last year, and they would like us to do it again. We had the NFL draft 2 years in a row. This summer we're hosting the NHL draft for the 100-year centennial anniversary. And to cap all that off with the fastest growing sport in the United States, soccer, we're having the All-Star Game here in the city of Chicago. And that is part of our entire strategy of not only promoting Chicago, and I'm also excited about the 170 nations in which this game will be televised, and the weekend activities that come with it, and the investment in our kids from Edwards School that we make and that the Chicago Fire makes is all part of this effort. And who leads this for us is Carl Kaufman, who's been a person at Choose, who's been helping us as a city attract these sporting events that are key for the city of Chicago's economy and key for keeping it a world-class city.